After what felt like an eternity, Zorin OS 17 was released just before Christmas 2023. Zorin OS aims to impress with a polished interface and useful additional functions. We take a look at Zorin OS 17 Pro, the highest possible version. Let's give it a start. A small transparency note. Zorin OS Technology Limited provides press representatives, testers, bloggers, and YouTubers the Pro version free of charge in advance. These are intended precisely for such test reports and are provided free of charge. This test is therefore completely free and is based to 100% on my personal judgment. The Zorin OS distribution originated in Ireland and was created by Artyom Zorin, who is also the namesaker and founder. The distribution is developed and published by Zorin OS Technology Limited. The first version of Zorin OS was released in 2009, and since then the distribution has proven to be a durable and established solution. Zorin OS is based on the current long-term support version of Ubuntu and the basis of Zorin OS 17 currently being Ubuntu 22.04 LTS. Zorin OS aims to offer a privacy-friendly alternative to Windows and macOS similar to other distributions such as Elementary OS or Ubuntu. The user interface of Zorin OS is mainly based on Windows, which makes it particularly easy for users who want to switch from Windows to Zorin. An interesting aspect of Zorin OS is the support of Windows programs through Play on Linux and Wine. This software makes it possible to emulate Windows applications on Zorin OS, which facilitates compatibility and the use of certain programs. This function is intended to facilitate the migration from Windows to Zorin OS for users who are dependent on certain Windows software. 3 editions of Zorin OS are available at all time: Lite, Core, and Pro. The free Lite version is aimed at older computers up to 15 years old. The Core edition is the free offer for all ordinary desktop and laptop users who want a fully fledged distro for a modern computer. The paid Pro edition expands the Core edition with additional premium desktop layouts such as macOS, Windows 11, Chrome OS, or GNOME 2. Furthermore, more extensive software offerings in the creative and productive environment as well as for the graphics environment are pre-installed. Another argument in favor of the Pro version is a Zorin installation support. I have already reported on what exactly this means. The link is in the description. Due to the Ubuntu LTS substructure, Zorin OS is an LTS distribution with a static version status. Only 64-bit architecture is supported. The package format used is the Debian package, which is managed via apt as package manager. Zorin OS presents itself as a dedicated Linux desktop distribution that is particularly focused on user-friendliness for beginners. Installation is straightforward and day-to-day operation requires only minimal handling. The need to dive into the terminal is visually eliminated. This clearly emphasizes the consistent focus on beginner friendliness, as most users considering switching are not experts in using the console. This is a clear focus that has been successfully implemented. Beyond the target group of switchers and newcomers, Zorin OS proves to be an extremely stable version with low maintenance requirements. Operational reliability goes hand in hand with ease of use, making Zorin OS a reliable choice for experienced users that works efficiently and without complications. What's new? Faster and smoother performance, universal search and other improvements to Zorin OS menu, multitasking redefined, spatial desktop, refreshed software store, advanced window tiling, new quick setting menu, adjustable power modes, new screencast and screen recording experience, redesigned weather app, 2 new desktop layouts in Zorin OS Pro. Faster and smoother performance. Speed has been a top focus in Zorin OS 17, so the desktop runs dramatically snappier on a wide range of hardware, old and new. universal search, and other improvements to the Zorin menu. As the starting point of the Zorin OS experience, the Zorin menu has been overhauled to make it even faster for you to go where you want. Search for files, calendar appointments, contacts, apps from the software store, word clocks, and even use the menu search as a calculator. Multitasking redefined. Zorin OS 17 makes multitasking more seamless with a new and refined activities overview. Workspaces are now arranged horizontally, and you can open the overview with a 3-finger up and down swipe on your touchpad and switch between them with a 3-finger left-right swipe, as well as usual super logo key shortcuts. Spatial desktop. Introducing an exciting new way to take multitasking to the next dimension. Spatial desktop gives you better contextual awareness about what's happening on your desktop, all while making your computer experience more fun. Refreshed software store. The software store has been greatly improved and is now significantly faster. It sports a beautiful new design with a refined home screen that makes it easier to explore the endless selection of apps available to download. It's powered by the latest GNOME software version 45.2. Advanced window tiling. As one of the most requested features, Zorin OS introduced an advanced window tiling experience for power users. After enabling it from the interface section of Zorin Appearance, you'll immediately be able to use quarter-screen corner tiling and keyboard shortcuts. You'll also see a helpful pop-up to select the other app you wish to display side by side. New Quick Settings menu. The panel System Indicator menu has been completely revamped to give you additional options with a more beautiful and thoughtfully designed interface. It now gives you direct access to a one-click dark mode toggle and audio device selections, and allows you to adjust your system's performance with the new power mode options. Adjustable power modes. The new power modes option lets you change the balance between system performance and power efficiency on demand. Switch between balance for standard performance and power use for power saver and performance on the supported hardware with one click. New screenshot and screen recording experience. To improve the screen capturing experience in Zorin OS 17, the screenshot interface is now an overlay on the desktop. It makes it easier to capture a window, a specific portion of the screen, or the entire desktop. You can also record a video of the screen from here without needing to use a third-party screen recording app. Redesigned Weather app. The Weather app has been completely redesigned with a more beautiful and information-rich interface. You can now switch between a detailed hourly and daily forecast for the next 10 days. 2 new desktop layouts in Zorin OS Pro. Switching your desktop layout is one of the standout features that makes Zorin OS so familiar and user-friendly. Zorin makes it even better and more expansive with the introduction of 2 new desktop layouts in Zorin OS 17, a Chrome OS-like layout and a GNOME 2-like layout. You want to start with Zorin OS? Absolutely understandable. Let's start the process together. First, let's visit the official Zorin OS website at zorin.com/os. Click at Download Zorin OS at the top and select the version you want. Either click here, download, or download Zorin OS, and then you can choose between the versions. Here's the Pro, here is the Core, and here is the Lite. I tested the Pro edition as it was provided to me free of charge. However, the Core edition offers all functions for everyday use and comes with a pretty Windows 10-like layout. So the suggestion is to download free under Core. So click here, download free under Core. And if you don't want a newsletter, click on Skip to download. Wait a second and the download starts. I will cancel it as I don't need it again. Once the ISO file is fully downloaded, I recommend verifying it. In my videos linked in the description below, I have shown how this can be done for downloaded files. This for Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. This step is quick, easy, and protects against potentially compromised software. Whether it's a Linux installation ISO image or a Windows app outside the app stores, a scan is generally advisable. The ISO must then be flashed to DVD or a USB stick using a tool such as Balena Etcher. The computer must then be restarted and booted from the medium just created. Then you can first choose whether you want to try out Zorin OS in live mode first or install it straight away. The installation can of course also be started from the live mode, so don't worry. Zorin OS has an appealing installer that is user-friendly and simplifies the installation process. In order not to go beyond the scope of this video, just click on Install Zorin OS and follow the installation guide step by step. It's really pretty easy to install and should not be a problem at all. Let's come to the system measurement. My system in the Pro edition with normal installation occupied 11.2 GB of the hard drive. Zorin OS 70 Pro requires 3.3 GB of RAM. That's pretty impressive. The number of pre-installed packages was 2041. At the time of creating this video, Zorin OS 70 Pro was shipped GNOME Shell 43.9. This is a clear deviation from the Ubuntu 22.04 LTS base, as GNOME 42 is offered at Ubuntu. Zorin OS has therefore probably backported the adapted GNOME shell from an Ubuntu STS version for OS 17. In terms of desktop, Zorin OS is the absolute premier class. Only a few distros put so much effort into the desktop. You can clearly see the heart and the soul that was gone into it. The desktop initially looks like Windows 10 and everything is close to the original. Everything is visually coherent, the icons look good, we can adjust the color nuances and it generally looks smooth. Let's have an example. This is the file browser, this is the general menu, and if you install the Core Edition, you will get all these goodies out of the box. And if you don't like the Windows 10 layout tomorrow or you want to change, why you don't switch to a different layout? Let's say Mac OS or Windows 11. It's just a click away. Click on Zorin Appearance and then here on Layout you can choose between the different layouts. I will now switch between all the layouts. This is a Windows 7 like layout. This is, I don't know what kind of layout this should be. This is the traditional GNOME, vanilla GNOME. This is a Mac OS inspired layout. This is the Windows 11 inspired layout. This is an Ubuntu Unity inspired layout. This is a layout, I don't know who liked this, but it's not my taste, but it's okay. And this is the new Chrome OS layout. And we have here the GNOME 2 layout. Whoops. And we have here the GNOME 2 inspired layout. I personally like the Windows 11 inspired layout as it is really nice designed. With Zorin OS in the Pro Edition, you can do this with a click of the mouse. In the Core Edition, however, you unfortunately have to do without the layouts mentioned and get 3 more in addition to the Windows 10 layout, which are not bad, but not outstanding like the ones included in the Pro Edition. As you can see, the aim here is to create an incentive to buy. Will it work for you? Let us know in the comments. Once you have decided on a layout, you can adjust the colors and add a few effects. Let me show you. Let's click here on Theme and we can go to green and it's now green. Let's choose orange and it is orange. Let's choose red. Here we go. Let's choose purple. Purple. Let's choose, what is that? Gray. It's more gray. We can also go to the dark theme. Same procedure as we did a few seconds ago. Purple, red, orange. And as you can now see, it's also here in orange colors. Green. Same here, it's green. and blue. So let's go back to light mode. We have effects. We can make a jelly mode, and let me toggle the window. Yeah. We can make a desktop cube. And then you can switch between the cubes. Overall, the layouts and themes here are at the highest quality. In principle, Manjaro also has this to a lesser extent, but in my last test with Manjaro, I kept noticing errors when switching the layouts, but not here. But with a purchased version, I expect everything to fit and no more fiddling around. What Zorin OS offers here is unrivaled in the entire Linux world. At the touch of a button, it looks like this. Love it or leave it, I like it a lot. Now let's come to the pre-installed software. We have Linux kernel 6.2, as browser there's Firefox, as email client there's GNOME Evolution, as office package there's LibreOffice, and as software containers there is Snap as well as Flatpak. Kernel 6.2 was released at the beginning of 2023 and ran out of support in May 2023. Since then, there is no more support because it is not an LTS kernel. Kernel 6.6 would be a good choice, but is not available. Why Zorin OS offered this kernel? Because this is obviously the latest HWE kernel from Ubuntu. As usual, Canonical maintains the kernel with the bare essentials via upstream until a successor is offered. This is somewhat irritating, as the exact support situation with the HWE kernel is not always clear to everyone. However, it can be assumed that Ubuntu will take care of the kernel maintenance if they offer it in the LTS versions. The software stack varies depending on the editions used. The software that is pre-installed in the Core Edition is sufficient for desktop users. What is pre-installed in the Pro Edition can be installed later in the Core as well. It is not rocket science, and you can ask whether you really need the Pro Edition software or whether it's a bit of ballast. If you want the all-around carefree package, the Pro Edition is more than adequate. Everyone else can manage with Core or install the Pro Edition in minimal mode, in which case the ballast is not included. Zorin OS enables simplified handling of Windows programs. As an example, I've downloaded the PuTTY MSI installer for Windows. A right click on PuTTY and is offered with the Open with Install Windows applications. The normal Windows installation process is then attempted. Thanks to certain emulator techniques, Zorin wants to allow Windows programs to be used to a certain extent. But there are limits to this. Please don't expect everything to work. And no, Adobe Creative Suite is not known to run on Linux. What a pity. Zorin OS 17 was released in December 2023 based on Ubuntu 22.04. In April 2024, an instance just under 4 months, Ubuntu 24.04 LTS will be released. This is the next major Ubuntu version with long-term maintenance and should also be the basis of Zorin OS 18. You can see where this is going. The development of Zorin OS 17 has dragged on enormously, and you can see why. The backported GNOME shell with all the customizations will have been one of the reasons for this. You don't just do that in the evening on the site. It takes time if you want it to run cleanly and well at the end of the day. But I wonder if that's a good deal overall. Don't get me wrong, version 18 will not follow soon. Probably not until 2025 at the earliest, but if you pay 48 euros, you want to expect more than potentially outdated packages from Ubuntu 22.04. It might have been better if the team had completely skipped Ubuntu 22.04 at the basis and then switched to version 24.04. Then nobody would have been angry if OS 17 had come 4 or 5 months later, but it would have been released on the current Ubuntu LTS stack. Nevertheless, thanks to the Ubuntu 24.04 LTS substructure, Zorin OS 17 will also receive security updates until 2027. So if you start with the Pro version, you won't be let alone next year or the year after. Support is guaranteed thanks to Ubuntu LTS, at least for security fixes. Zorin OS 17 should also receive service packs in the future. These are provided by the Zorin OS developers from time to time over the course of the product cycle and brings new functions or corrections. So let's come to my conclusion. Version 17 is an important signal for Zorin OS because it signals that there is still someone to be reckoned with. It is not known why the version has been released so late. It is undisputed that a modernized GNOME version is offered. Kernel 6.2 comes thanks to Ubuntu Hardware Enablement Stack, but is out of support since May 2023, so it's probably totally unclear for some what the status of this kernel is, but Ubuntu brings upstream patches as part of the maintenance of the HWE stack and kernel. This is irritating admittedly, but one can assume that Ubuntu does not provide an LTS version with unmaintained kernels. However, the look of Zorin OS is always first class. The point of contention will be whether you should take Core or Pro and why you should pay for the Pro version. That was exactly the case with the predecessor and will also be the case here. The fact is, nobody has to pay. The Core is enough for most people, but if you want the extra layouts or installation support, there is no getting around the Pro. Otherwise, go for the Core version. It offers pretty much everything you could wish for. Now it's the time for you. What are your impressions of Zorin OS 17? Will you be getting in? If so, which edition? And anyway, should you pay for an edition? Let us know in the comments. Did you like this video? A free channel subscription will keep you on, and with the bell activated, you will always be notified immediately when there's some update. Thank you very much for being my guest. Thanks for the kind attention, ladies and gentlemen. See you soon. Peace.